Hello everybody, welcome back for another video. Hope you're all doing well and that you're all having a great day. This is going to be a relatively short video the last couple of hours or so I've been trying to figure out exactly what has happened to the price of cryptocurrencies and more specifically to the price of Bitcoin and what it appears to be right now. Depending on where you look, the consensus at the moment at least is that the market is not doing well simply because of the Bitcoin Cash civil war as it is being called. First of all, Bitcoin Cash already has a somewhat negative view by the people in the cryptocurrency space because of what it is and what it stands for. And now the fact that there is another fork of it, this does not bode well with the market at large. I'm going to read a tiny bit and then I'll explain to you some of the, not the deeper parts of it, but kind of the overall sentiment. So it says, currently, the most digestible explanation suggests that the current sell-off was kicked off by a combination of $6,000 representing a stop-loss trigger, as well as the current Bitcoin Cash hard fork exerting pressure on an already fragile Bitcoin price. Today's sharp correction took Bitcoin to a 12-month low, and the market cap has already dropped below $100 billion for the first time since November 2017. Here is the actual chart for those who are looking at the screen. Not too important. It just has the moving averages and stuff like that, and how we pretty much what it comes down to in the simplest form is that Bitcoin was sitting around $6,400 or something like that. I can't remember the exact number. The problem is that the idea was that $6,000 was the bottom. Like, Bitcoin would not go below $6,000. And this is why I always say no one can ever tell you exactly where the cryptocurrency market is going to go, because we have so many factors. And one of the factors that wasn't factored in was the Bitcoin Cash hard fork scenario that we have right now. And so the easiest way to kind of explain this, I know people who invest in cryptocurrencies. I know people who invest in stuff in general. I can't even give you like a proper, wording as to everything that they kind of invest in. One of the major problems that a lot of major investors are having right now when it comes to Bitcoin specifically is the name. And I mean the name simply because everyone and their cousin and mother think that they can fork Bitcoin to simply, create the thing that Satoshi definitely wanted. And what we have right now is that we have, Bitcoin Diamond. I think there's like Bitcoin Platinum, Bitcoin Shoe, Bitcoin Sock. No one cares about the other forks, but people do care in some capacity about Bitcoin Cash. And since Bitcoin Cash is in the top 10 coins and is now in the process of probably having a hard fork, which is going to create even more Bitcoin Cash, quote unquote, and therefore creating more Bitcoin, it is taking away from the magic that Bitcoin has. When I talk to larger investors or I listen to people at conventions and fairs and stuff like that, the main thing that was happening, especially 2 years ago when I was like even heavilier, that's not a word, when I was more heavy into going to conventions and events and meeting people and stuff like that, was that Bitcoin was magical because there are 21 million and there can never be any more. And this is why the price of Bitcoin dropped at least for a tiny bit after we had the first hard fork and Bitcoin Cash was created, because the idea that Bitcoin was going to only have 21 million forever was the idea. And then when it pretty much split in half, regardless of if you say that Bitcoin Cash is not Bitcoin or not, in an investor's eyes, if you have something, let's say you have 21 million pieces of gold and there can never be any more, and then you wake up in the morning and there's another exact stack of that same amount of gold, that causes a problem. And now the fact that we have a prominent cryptocurrency, which is Bitcoin Cash, I think it's like number 5 or 6 in the cryptocurrency markets, creating another copy of Bitcoin. Therefore, in some way, you have to see this through the eyes of an investor who's trying to buy something that is finite. They're buying something else, or rather they have an asset that is now creating more of something else. People didn't expect dividends from Bitcoin, i.e. Something plopping off from the Bitcoin tree, simply because they thought that Bitcoin was always going to be 21 million forever. So the fact that there is such a huge thing, like I told you guys before, I didn't really want to talk about it in the last video, simply because Bitcoin Cash already has too much negative clouds around it. And the fact that the people who are talking about creating a new coin from Bitcoin Cash's hard fork, it's just is negativity that we don't need in the cryptocurrency space right now. There are people who I personally feel if you are in the cryptocurrency space, to be able to help cryptocurrency and help decentralization and bring the world to a new age where we have control of our money, it's incredibly detrimental to have arguments amongst grown men on Twitter talking about how you know Satoshi, no, I know Satoshi, and he wants it this way. No, I know Satoshi. I spoke to him yesterday. He definitely wants it this way. The other people who are threatening to fork Bitcoin Cash, one of them said that he was going to destroy Bitcoin Cash. Like, don't you make what was it? Don't make me your enemy because you wouldn't like me when I'm angry. Something like the Hulk would say. It's all gotten completely out of hand. Bitcoin is already fragile as is. There was a lot of hope. A couple of, what was it? Like a day or two ago or something like that, that Bitcoin's price was actually on its way to go back up because of the overall positivity that we've had in the market. And lo and behold, this ends up happening. I don't know exactly how long the Bitcoin price is going to continue to go down. Even when this was written, it's at 5,600 for Bitcoin. It's currently at 5,400. There's nothing otherwise that would or should be keeping the price of Bitcoin too low. When it talks about the stop loss triggering, is pretty much that everyone who could or did have a who was betting against the price of Bitcoin and they said it's going to hit 6,000, or if it hits $6,001, let's sell the whole lot so that the price ends up collapsing and it goes back down. A lot of people have been betting against the price of Bitcoin for quite some time. There are a lot of people I told you guys before who are betting the price of Bitcoin is going to fall between $2,000 to $3,000. No one knows. No one on this planet knows exactly where Bitcoin is going. Everyone can only guess or assume. I was listening to something about a day or two ago, and they were talking about, like I said, everyone thought that Bitcoin was logically on its way up because of all the general sentiments that we've had around the market. We've had these crazy dips before, but this one seems to be something a bit different. The news is still floating around about XRP being number 2. To be fair, it's happened about 4 or 5 times the last couple of months. You even see that as the market is like trying to recover a tiny bit, I have a strong feeling that XRP might remain at number 2. I'm not saying it's going to remain there forever, or at least for the next month or so. But typically the amount of attention and energy that's happening around XRP, you can see it's recovered the most from everything else that's happening. There's not much negativity. Like I said, I sorry if this video has gone on for a little bit. I tried to give you as much information as possible. The idea right now is that there's been nothing else. There's been no bans. There's been nothing negative said by any country or government leader or entity or enterprise, or no one from JP Morgan Chase has come forward and said that they hate cryptocurrencies or hate Bitcoin and that everybody should sell them right now. It's been only good news, and it seems that the entire thing happening with Roger Ver, I don't know Roger Ver, and I mean this in the nicest way possible. I really feel like certain people should just take a step back from cryptocurrencies. There have been a lot of people who've been in crypto before I got into cryptocurrencies, like 2012, 2013, and I think it's just time to take a step back for a bit. There's so much negativity happening. There are people who are, whether it be between Ethereum and EOS, or Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash, or XRP and Stellar, there's far too much negativity. And I feel like realistically, if we had all come together as a group and held hands and sang under a rainbow about cryptocurrencies, prices would probably be a lot higher. Everyone's so focused on their coin being the number 1 coin and this taking over this one. But, crypto is a relatively large, we're very tribal. We are going back to our roots, and it even happens with, the technological revolutions that we have right now. All right, everyone, that's definitely going to do it for this video. Should I find any more information, I will definitely spread the news. But as of right now, this seems to be exactly what's going on. There hasn't been any other type of news over the last 24 hours that could indicate any other reason why the price of Bitcoin has been going down, except for the reason about the entire Bitcoin Cash fiasco and how it is putting a negative sentiment on the entire cryptocurrency sphere. Thank you once again for watching and or listening. I hope you all have a great day, morning, afternoon, and or evening, wherever you are, wherever you might be. Thank you once again for watching. I do appreciate all the support. And yeah, I'll talk to you all soon. See you.